What's up, everyone? It's Gabby Trades and welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin is under pressure and we want to know what's going to happen next. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss a breakdown. Now, the Fed, who is basically the US money boss, is meeting Wednesday. We all know that. And most people think that they'll actually keep the interest rates the same for now and possibly until July. A few weeks ago, if you remember, people expected a rate cut in June, but now that seems less likely. What the Fed says this week is gonna give us the clues for that. Now, markets have bounced back recently after falling hard due to what? The confusion about tariffs, which is what? Extra taxes on imports. But some experts think that this rebound might be a fake out before another drop down. Now, don't forget that if that is an actual short rally, these ones usually last about 44 days. Now, today's news, the US trade deficit, which basically means buying more than they sell, was way worse than expected. It was at 140 billion instead of 136 billion because of rising imports before possible tariffs. Now, oil prices are slipping badly since there is more supply now out of nowhere, while gold is bouncing back as a safe investment. Bitcoin is trying to hold, but it's not doing a great job. We also have some developments in the crypto space, interesting enough. Asset manager from VanEck has filed for the first US-based exchange-traded fund, which is ETF, focused on Binance Coin. Yes, BNB. That, to me personally, is signaling growth in the institutional interest in altcoins. Moreover to that, Cardano plans a major update, you guys. Cardano is preparing for the Alboros Leos upgrade, which is aiming to significantly enhance scalability and efficiency. Now, this development could position Cardano as a stronger competitor to platforms such as Solana. Now, guys, don't forget to join the free Discord, right? Join the free Discord community. The link is in the description box so you don't miss out on any trades that I take. I post everything over there, as well as my daily PA updates. Now, I want to see who is... Okay, oh my God, Blair is here. Hello, Blair. That's so cool. All right, Scottish Mafia is in the house. These are my favorite guys. They have the coolest crypto hats ever. We're going to have a merch on them soon. All right, Conrad is here, and Hodl, Borot, Captain JJ, Sebastian. Yesterday we had an AMA. We were chatting with Sebastian. We were chatting with, who else? Captain JJ as well, who recently came back from Thailand. And who else is here? Wafero. I think I saw Kuhn and Anupam. All right, you guys, let's move on. First of all, Sugar Cookie is not here today. She's my assistant. Blame it on her. I don't know if the music is loud enough or not. You guys need to let me know. Should I put it a bit louder? Let's go. We put it a little bit louder. We have a party today. It's probably not that loud, but who cares? All right, moving on to the charts to assess what's happening today. All right, superstars, you know that the chat resets, so please just start typing in the chat so I can see you guys. Just say hello or whatever. So I make sure that I can see the chat, and I'll move you right on the side here. All right. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. I can see you guys. That's amazing. All right, cool. So first of all, by the way, we just had some news that there's some Israel attack happening right now in Yemen, which is a response to an earlier attack that they did on Israel. So that is not good news at all, by the way. And that's pretty much all we need for a massive drop. But let's see what's happening. The markets are holding currently. We're still in that short. We're pretty much banking on it. It's quite nice. Earlier, we had the target here on the 4-hour time frame, which was decreased down to this fractal low. And that's fine. We hit target right now. And from here on, we just need to see what the hell happens. Why is my Control Z not working right now? I don't know what happens to my keyboard, but it just changes. I don't know. Okay, cool. Music is perfect. All right. So we're still in that short position right now. I'm still expecting some sort of a pullback, but of course, everything will depend on how the market is moving. Well, NASDAQ is still rejecting heavily from the 20K point that we expected it to reject from, right? Because why? We had 9 consecutive upward candles, which happens once in 20 years for NASDAQ. This is something unseen, okay? So every trader that's been in the game for years knows that this is a short time. Okay, this is a time from where we start looking for shorts, and this is going to confirm whether now we're actually going to go and take down the liquidity on a 12-hour time frame down here. This is all I'm interested in seeing right now in terms of the traditional markets. What else? Gold perfectly bounced back from our buy zone that we marked last week. This is the buy zone that we marked. Perfect tab, and gold is exploding again because of the economic uncertainties. The thing is, let's look at Bitcoin dominance a little bit, because yesterday we had the EMA and some of you requested that I look at some of these charts, and I actually forgot because we didn't have that much time. I was doing it on Zoom, for which I'm not paying for. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin's chart dominance. Actually, let's move on a monthly. All right, because this is the recent range that that price is trading in, and of course you can clearly see that we are in a ranging structure right now. And what are we seeing? Of course, we're seeing bounces back from the 0.236, which basically means that there needs to be some sort of rejection of the 65.5% on the Bitcoin dominance. Now it is almost there, you guys. Oh, Sugar Hookie's here, fine. All right, so we're seeing that we're reaching that level. This is a major zone for us, right? I want to see what price does. That doesn't mean that we can't go even further within the 0.786 zone and between one. So this whole level here is valid, right? Price could go. Of course, we can refine it. Of course, we can refine it a little bit more and see what is anything else potential that we can find. Okay. All right, so we're seeing that we have this massive sell order block here that we're already trading in, right? We're trading in that massive order block on a monthly time frame. Do we have any fair value gaps? Because why? Because we know that we need a fair value gap in an order block to make this whole setup more valid. Okay, so nothing on the monthly time frame. Will moving back immediately on a weekly time frame. All right, so now we can see that within our fair value gap, within our order block, we can find 2 weekly bearish fair value gaps. So the first one is starts at around 66%, 65.9, 66% Bitcoin dominance. And then the second one is around 67. So this is pretty much how you refine your areas, right? So now I know that we're reaching the 0.786. So from here, Bitcoin dominance needs to drop. And if you remember months ago, I told you guys when we were trading all the way back here from the 0.5 that I want to see Bitcoin dominance reach to those levels, and people were thinking that that's going to be way too much. People were waiting for price to bounce from around the 55%, from around the 60%, but this is not how price action works. It's just simply not how price action works. If we have a retrace on the range to the 0.236, we are most probably going to go to the 0.786, and that is what we're seeing right now. So there is no no surprises there at all. So now that we've refined our area, we know that we need to start looking at outs from 65.5% Bitcoin dominance. That's when we start looking, and then we start refining our areas, looking for more price action that could help us. And we can see that actually Bitcoin dominance could even reach upwards to the 66%, and if things get really shaky, it could even go to around the 67.5. Now, if that happens, and when that happens, because I believe it will happen, right? When that happens, what I'm expecting then is for Bitcoin dominance to increasingly start dropping increasingly, right? I wanted to see it drop hardcore. And the minimum retrace for that is going to be first at the 54.54%. And then I'm going to see it even further down, dropping to the 44.4%. This is when I'm going to be, all right, we are done with alts and everything. Now, the time is close, right? The time is close and it's going to come. We just need to be patient. This is, that's how crypto works. That's how crypto works. Let's look at Solana. All right, let's look at Solana, not on the monthly. We're going to go on the 4-hour time frame because we have our range identified. I've given you guys this range and I told you how you can trade this range. Very simple. You wait for price to reach to the 0.786. You sell, you take profit at the 0.5. and you leave a runner to the 0.236, and from the 0.236 you start buying, stop loss below the 0, and you're expecting to take your first take profit at 148, and you expect to take your second take profit at 0.786. This is how this thing works. It's so simple. I'm giving you guys stuff that I should be, you should be paying for. So this is it, right? Plain and simple. If you want to trade, this is an actual trade setup that you can take and it works, right? Trading, it's all about the price range. I cannot make it any more simple than that. All right, so that's for Solana. Let's look at Ethereum. Same thing. Ethereum is giving us even more clues, right? Not only had Ethereum just reached our 0.236, but it bounced from our 12-hour resistance or support, whatever you want to call it, right? It used to be support one time, it's resistance, and then all the way around using my indicators, which are available. Please don't stutter, Gabby. Which are available for you guys to buy. You can get them in my description box. They're only $20. They will give you all the areas that you ever need to concern yourselves with. Do you understand? It's that simple, and it's $20. It's not $200. All right, make smart decisions. Okay, don't be dumb. So this is it. Ethereum is bouncing perfectly from our 12-hour resistance zone in a buy zone. Hello, Diamond Eyes. It's perfectly bouncing from our 12-hour support zone. It's in a 0.236 area. Is that a buy? Hell yeah, it is a buy. It is a buy until at least $1,800. Right? $1,800. But Gabby, you are in a short. Yes, I know I'm in a short, and I'm quite well positioned in my short right now, and you guys know that we're expecting a pullback. All right, let's go on the 4-hour and see what can we do right now. All right, so first of all, we had our major liquidity taken on a 4-hour time frame. We know where, at the 95K. Is that a zone? Yes, it is. So we want to see if price is going to reject over here. It is quite possible. It is also possible we have another zone here on the 4-hour. Again, using my indicators, very clear. You open the liquidity indicators and you see your zones, and you can see that price could actually bounce back up to the level of 95,750, from where you want to position yourself for more sales, and where I am looking to add to my short, because I don't think that this short is done. I might be wrong, but that is my bias for months now. It doesn't mean that I will change my bias, but there is a specific thing that needs to happen, right? Bitcoin needs to break a structure that is more convincing to me. And not only that, I want to see what NASDAQ is doing, and I want to see that NASDAQ is actually preferring to head more to the upside. And even if that happens, we have a daily resistance at NASDAQ at 20,518, right? We have another one at 20,897. So if NASDAQ starts rolling back up, I want to see this levels broken, and then eventually I'm going to switch my bias, because I'm going to say, okay, NASDAQ is going for the daily liquidity, which is the all-time high, instead of going first for the 12-hour liquidity, which is at 16,000. What are we looking at? Wait, 16,438. It is that simple. All you need to do is read price action. You don't need to chase price. You just need to read price action. So that's how I will change my bias. That's literally the only thing. That Blair, share this stream. Gabby's on fire. Yeah, you guys, by the way, why don't you just like my video and share the stream so more people can watch it? That would be amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Gold is exploding. Oil is absolutely dropping. It's not great at all. We're trading oil. Oh, okay. We have a bounce back now at oil at 59. But in my opinion, 50 is almost inevitable for oil. Like I'm expecting $50 for oil at least, right? At least $50 because this is my first zone. Actually, 59.92 for crude oil because it's in a bearish trend. That's it. I've been waiting for this cross here, right up here at 74,093, and we're talking this happened back in January this year, and that's where I was looking for this massive sell. So that's it. Always look at the TA. Oh, Luca is here as well. Hello everyone. So yeah, okay, everything is working out by plan. We just need to be really careful right now because yes, we can get a pullback, but in my opinion, this move to the downside, it is not finished yet. It's not finished yet. So from here on, if we start dropping, I have told you guys which are the areas that I'm going to look at. And of course, even if I draw my range, all right, let's assume that this is, oh, okay, this is the wrong tool. Let's use the right tool. Let's use the right tool, which should be this one. Yeah, okay. No, delete. All right, wait. How do I navigate this now? Okay, delete that, grab the tool. All right, so if we assume that this is our high, right, and this is our low, if we assume that, all right, because that's clearly a low, right? There is no question that we have the low at 74,617, right? So if we assume that this is the high up here, what are we going to expect then? If that's a bullish leg, and we're assuming that we're gonna play a bullish leg like this, again, apologies for the busy chart, but this is the bullish leg, right? This is the bullish leg. If that really is a high here, okay, and we start pulling back, what are we going to look for? Of course, the first thing we're going to look for is for price to hold around the 0.5 area, and by that I mean price can actually hold in this entire block. So then you can develop a little bit more confidence and you can find your point of control. This is based on volume profile. We have the point of control, which is sitting at 83,848. So you can assume that price is going to drop down to around this area, and you can look for more confidences to see. First of all, you have a range here. All right, you have a range. Do you have the initiation? Do you have the pullback to that range and then continuation higher with respecting the 0.5? Yes, absolutely possible. So this is one area that I'm heavily looking to position myself in a case of creating a higher low, right? What I don't want to see though, and what everyone should be looking out for, is if Bitcoin starts dropping below that that zone. So that means if Bitcoin reaches $80,106, this is not good at all, because that is going to signal to you that price is weak, right? And it's creating a ranging structure, which you have no idea where price is going to exit to. This is the worst case scenario, honestly, right? We want to see either a clear bearish structure from a clear bullish structure from here, or we want to see price break levels to the upside and you know, catch some more longs to catch the all-time high, and then potentially ride that until we exhaust and find you know, the high and start trading for the bear market. That's pretty much it. But I'm pretty clear on Bitcoin dominance, and I want everyone to be clear on my bias in regards to the Kun. POC is acting like a magnet, right? Yes, of course. It is acting like some random bloke. Welcome. All right, this is what we're looking at. I want everyone to be extra mega giga clear. I'm drawing the line in the sand right now. The line in the sand for Bitcoin dominance is here, and I want everyone to pay close attention to that if you guys are interested in trading altcoins. It is 65.5% Bitcoin dominance. Once we reach here, now we're starting to look at Bitcoin dominance exhausting, and then altcoins potentially having a rally. Until we reach that zone, I am not interested to touch altcoins whatsoever. You guys might ask me, why don't you trade alts, Gabby? Why do you only trade Bitcoin? Well, this is the reason why I trade only Bitcoin. Until that happens, I'm not touching anything else, and I want everyone to be crystal clear on that. Sugar Cookies having connection issues. Oh, that's okay. This is the reason why I have two Wi-Fis, no connection issues whatsoever. Another thing that I want to point your eyes to, Bitcoin dominance. So once we reach our level here and we find, you know, a sell on Bitcoin dominance, we have liquidity at the 60%, right? We have liquidity at the 55%, which is what? The 55% is what? Is our 0.5 of the price range on Bitcoin dominance. So that is going to be your first area to start taking some profits in case something happens. But you know, the way this works and this price action works is that usually price needs to exhaust all the way to 44.4% Bitcoin dominance. And that is when this happens, this is when I'm gonna say, okay, I'm fully out of altcoins. I am done with this bull run. I am done with everything. And that's pretty much it. From there, I'm only selling. I want everyone to be crystal clear on that. All right. So, yes, that is it. This is on the monthly time frame, ETH. So you guys, yes, I'm super excited. We're going to do a mentorship together where I'm going to teach you all these things. Please like the video if you haven't. The mentorship is going to be super accessible for everyone because I know you guys are broke as hell and I understand that. All right. So the mentorship is going to be super cheap for everyone. And also you'll get a massive discount if you are registered to trade under my link on Bluffin. Which, by the way, if you're registered with that link and enter the free Discord, you can get to the VIP section super easily. I just want you to observe how the buy on Ethereum is working absolutely perfectly right now. Absolutely perfectly. The confluences are just stacking on top of each other and it's just absolutely brilliant. You know, I had an AMA session yesterday with my members and they're like, Gabby, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I'm like, no, I thank you guys because without you, there is no community. There is no one for me to teach all these things. But you need to understand you do need the tools that I'm using, right? You do need the tools. I use the tools every day, right? There's been years since I stopped trading raw charts, like completely raw. And I have found that most of the indicators are super duper lagging and they're not helpful for us. So I have found indicators like this that I am using that are marking the support, the resistance, the liquidity, and I'm giving it to you guys for literally $20. And I've given you so much discount, like 10%, 20%. So if you're interested in a discount, if you're like extra broke and you want discount, I give you that as well. So yeah, you guys are the best. Honestly, yeah, I'm not interested in looking at alts at all. We saw Solana. We know that Solana is in a buy range. Ethereum is in a buy range right now. Right? Bitcoin is also retracing from our short, which is absolutely fine. Looking to add on that. ETH BTC is, again, look at ETH BTC. We had this level at 0.01889 marked from months. So price is now finally ranging around our structure. And of course, we know that from here, it needs to exit to the upside. Does it have more space to go down? Of course it does. Did we have a bigger deviation to the downside from our zone? Yes, we did. So now on a 4-hour time frame, I can see the zones are lying a little bit lower, 0.01866, right? We have one here, we have 0.18. That's on the 4-hour, of course. Nothing on the 12-hour, unfortunately. Let's see if we have on a daily something. Actually, no, we might have had, but the indicators are loading a bit slow. No, nothing on the 12-hour, so we need to go by the 4-hour and see what the levels are. For me, ideally, the drop needs to come a little bit more, and I'd be looking for this down here, which is at 0.01863. But of course, that's me being like super anal about it, right? You could go and start buying from here. And of course, you don't care because you know the range that you're in for Solana, you know the range that you're in for Ethereum, and you know what you're doing because this is something tested that I'm giving you guys. All right. You guys are the absolute best. What else? Let's look at the crypto. This is crypto fear and greed. We're getting into the greed. We're in the greed right now. Last time we were that high, you can't see it here, but I can tell you it was beginning of the year, right? Stock market. Let's look at stock market. Greed. Again, we're reaching levels 58 that we last saw back in December, I'm pretty sure. You know, literally attacks. Israel says it struck Yemen main airport. What is happening right now? We have, you know, we have the FOMC this week. We have attacks. We have tariffs. It is super uncertain environment right now. And all we need to do is just trade what we see technically in front of us right now. We shouldn't make any major decisions such as starting to buy altcoins right now and all that stuff. More time is needed, you guys. But anyway, join Discord if you haven't. It's for free. Link is in the description box. And I will see you guys tomorrow, right? Let's end it for today because I think that's pretty much it. There is nothing more than that I have to say to you guys besides I love you so much and I hope you have the best day ever. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, right? And if not, I'll see you on Discord. Come on, say bye. Okay, Emmanuel is trying to join Discord, but it's not working. What's not working? I literally given you. Okay, so can you see the pinned message in the chat box? Okay, so if you tap on the pinned message that I sent in the chat box, you can clearly see. Oh my god, I'm so hot. I'm wearing this big t-shirt today, which I really like, by the way, for whatever reason. But all right, superstars. So you can join that. I'll check the link in the description box. If it doesn't work, I'll change it. Okay, I'll change it. My bad. My bad. All right. You guys are most welcome. Absolute superstars. I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Bye, guys.